But what are you saying about the big issues? We've seen, quite a number of reactions from Nigeria, beginning the sale of crude oil in Naira, to other security issues, of course, that will catch your interest as always. But let's start with this one. It's accompanied by a video, actually. 2 arrested as NDLEA targets illicit drugs in a commercial bus and bags of Gary. Perhaps we'll have that later on, but let's go to other issues, starting this time around in River State, where Governor Fubara swore in 23 local government chairmen elected on Saturday, October the 5th. And so we have Blue Warrior being the first commentator this morning, who says, what has to be done must have to be done. Yeah, and that's exactly what Fubara has done. And he has proven himself that the gentle walk of a tiger is not a mistake, but a calculated accuracy. Interesting thoughts there coming from Blue Warrior. And what will come out of all of this, we wait to see, because the coming days will be quite telling. Of course, you heard the Bauchi State Governor saying just moments ago that possible measures of reconciliation are being explored between Governor Fubara and his predecessor and political godfather, the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike. Adumbo Japheth has just one line: congratulations to the newly elected chairpersons. Thank you for your comments. And let's go to the next matter, which is on Nigeria officially commencing the crude oil sale in Naira. And Isa Ibrahim writes in saying, congratulations at Nigeria Gov. This bold move towards economic independence and diversification is a significant step forward for the nation's growth and self-sufficiency. Now we look forward to whether or not this would reduce pressure on the dollar and perhaps, shore up the value of the Naira. We're looking forward to seeing how that plays out, on the strength of the currency of Nigeria. But more importantly, will petrol become abundant such that Nigerians exit not just the regime of importation, but also that perennial scarcity, which is a contradiction, of how Nigeria has been blessed, with an abundance of the natural resource that petrol is got from. This next one is from Miezi, who writes in saying, it is as much as I don't like this, in as much as I don't like this administration, I will commend, I believe you intend to say, the move to sell crude in Naira. This will give our currency a boost at international markets, since we now produce our own petroleum products. But my question is, when will the fuel price drop in our local market? Very important point that you have made there. And questions are being asked about whether or not the Dangote product has hit the market. Because if indeed it has, why are NNPC stations still mostly shut across the country? And where you have them, in other stations by major marketers, the price is 950 naira per litre or more. In fact, as you travel more outside the Lagos, the price of the product goes up 1,000 naira, 1,100 naira per litre. But let's take just one more comment from that and then go to another talking point. Akitola says, we hope and pray to see that it reflects positively on the FX rate. That's the hope, that is the expectation. Now, away from that now, let's go to another talking point. This time it's about government officials accompanying me, not me now, I'll tell you who's speaking shortly, during negotiations with bandits. That's coming from the popular Sheikh Hamad Gumi. And the first person writing in on this particular subject matter is Lot-JX, who says, this is a treasonable act. He should be arrested. So he calls out every person joining him to negotiate with terrorists. Nigeria must be better. Of course, that audacity with which he has made the statement cannot be mistaken, and certainly it cannot be ignored. And this calls to mind the position expressed earlier by the current administration that if need be, Sheikh Gumi will be invited for questioning as far as security matters are concerned. But that has been the last that has been heard about this particular matter, and we see such commentary still coming in about security. Okay. let's go to the next talking point now. And this time around, we're looking at Governor Eno appoints daughter to take over First Lady's office. And that was another major subject matter that dominated social media discussions during the weekend, with many frowning on that decision, but let's not forget our humanity, because the governor of Akwa Ibom State very recently lost his wife. So as we writing, let's show some decorum and some compassion. But the first person writing in is Adebola. And what does Adebola say this morning? As far as there's no constitutional role for the office of the First Lady, appointing his daughter as an acting First Lady is a brilliant idea for me. Electing any other lady will surely birth controversy. Nigeria, my country. We'll take your point there, Adebola. And Olubumi Aro is the next writer, and he says, you don't need that. The deputy governor's wife can do the ceremonial role. It's not an elective or appointive role, or appointive-based role. We'll just have to move on quickly on that one and go to the next talking point. This time around, Serap is writing to President Tinubu. And what does Serap have to say this morning? Serap says President Tinubu should withhold allocations to states failing to conduct credible local government polls. And Tunde is the first writer this morning. Tunde, thank you for sending your comments. And he says devolution, decentralization, self-determination, including local government autonomy, regionalism and confederation, restructuring Nigeria is key. Now, the coming days will be quite telling about how that Supreme Court judgment will impact on local government administrations throughout the country, with many keeping their eyes on what approach the subnationals, that's the governors now, will adopt in releasing, in managing now council funds, because they will now be transferred directly to the accounts of local government chairpersons or the office itself. But there's more to talk about later on the program. But we're starting with the just concluded local government elections, in reviewing the implications of what has transpired over the weekend and in the past few weeks. And the first leg of our conversation, which is specifically that, will be starting right after this timeout. So stay with us on the morning brief. We'll be right back.